Hi, I'm Eric Hansen. This is Backpacking TV. Welcome to another great episode. Oh, hello of Backpacking TV.
Behind me today are all the pieces of gear that I wish I would have bought sooner. What's up, everybody? I'm Eric Hansen with Backpacking TV, and good gear makes such a huge difference. And there's a lot of things that are behind me that I got to use for the first time this last year. And honestly, it was game-changing for me. So I wish that I could have gotten them earlier, and I'm gonna break it down right now for you. Okay, let's step into my camp zone here and let's take a deeper dive into all of my new favorite gear. I'm actually gonna come around the other side. You can come in this way. Okay, some of these items are a little bit out because it's not my sleeping bag. However, what I really wanna talk about is this mattress. This is a 25-inch wide mattress. This is the Q-Core SLX from Big Agnes. It is insulated, and I've been using mattresses, inflatable mattresses, similar to this for a long time. But the difference is that I was always using the 20-inch wide pads, which is basically just as narrow as your body is. And as soon as I switched over to the 25, I realized that I had been missing out for the rest of all of my life. I had been seriously underestimating how much extra comfort I would get. The main thing is that when you're on a 20-inch wide sleeping pad, your elbows will tend to fall off, your arms will fall off. It's really easy to just kind of make your way as the course of the night, make your way off your sleeping pad. And this is such an awesome sleeping pad. I feel like I'm sleeping like a king on it. I really have been so impressed with how comfortable it is. A few other things that have made a difference with this pad as well is the fact that it's insulated. This is the thickest pad I've used up to date. I've been using the Sea to Summit Comfort Plus for a really long time, which I still really like, but just getting that extra like inch off the ground and the extra insulation, I think it's actually the same amount of insulation, but it's in the 4s. I believe it's 4.1 on the R value scale for this sleeping pad. And if you guys haven't been using sleeping mattresses that have good R values, say in the 3s or in the 4s, you will be shocked at how much of a difference it makes. It really just separates you from the ground. You don't lose that extra warmth through you as it transmits back and forth between the ground and you. So this has been a game changer for me. I've had the best year of camp sleep of my life using this mattress, 25-inch wide insulated mattress. Go get one, you will thank me later. Yeah, so before we get into the rest of the video, I do want to give a quick shout out and a thank you to Mystery Ranch. They are sponsoring this video. They have been a patron of Backpacking TV, and I really appreciate what they do. They make amazing backpacks, including the brand new Bridger, which is sitting over there. If you're interested in a new backpack, check out mysteryranch.com, and let's continue the rest of the video. Okay, so this is gear that I wish that I would have bought sooner, and around me here I have a bunch of things. Now, one of my favorite little tools has actually been this guy. I picked this up for 25 bucks, and this is the Vargo Dig Dig. It is a titanium trowel. Now, before this, I'd been mostly using plastic trowels, and if you know anything about earth, soil, rocks, plastic trowels kind of suck. So having a titanium digging tool that just really does a nice job of, like, you can grip this really well. It's not, I wouldn't say it's sharp, but it really does pierce through soil really nicely. I'm on really, really rocky terrain. I think there's maybe 6 inches of dirt before I hit rock. But I really like how this digs into the soil. It's so easy. When you gotta go, you don't really want to spend a lot of time digging a hole, so I really like this. It has some serrated edges. You can use this as an extra, like, big tent stake that you can pound into the ground. It's really useful, and for how stinking light it is, it's great. But best of all, you can dig quickly. It's really got an ergonomic grip. You can push with 2 hands if you need, and I just really like this thing. So I wish that I would have gotten a good trowel earlier in life. Okay. Next up, it's actually another item from Vargo. If you guys don't know Vargo, they make really awesome titanium products. And I wish that I would have gotten a nice small titanium pot earlier. I've been really enjoying this particular one. This is the Bot 700. I think we've got some... so this actually seals, and when you change elevations, it kind of can lock up because the pressure changes. This actually has a gasket in here, so you can make it airtight, which is pretty awesome. Not that you need to use it all the time, but I have really enjoyed this simple, lightweight pot. It doesn't have to be this one. I just have come across this one, and I really like it. It is a little pricey. It's $99. But that's mostly because of the sealing lid. Next on my list is this beaut. Now, you've probably recognized this. This is the MSR Pocket Rocket 2, and this is a bit of a classic for backpackers. I recently did a video about ditching the Jetboil. I garnered a good bit of commentary, and a lot of people have opinions, which are all valid. I really appreciate what people have been saying. I have been using the Jetboil for a long time, and I went back to just kind of like the standard staple small stove this last year, and honestly I wish that I would have done it sooner. It has been, the simple nature of it is great. I love the low volume. It takes up like no space in my backpack, which for Jetboil users, that just takes up a large spot in your backpack. And so I really like being able to just have a small compact stove. These aren't as efficient, so if you are used to using a Jetboil, it might take a little bit longer, but to get your water boiling or to cook your meals and stuff. But I just like that you can have low heat, you can simmer, you can cook real meals on it, and that has been a wonderful transition for me, going back to an old classic. So I wish I would have done that sooner. The next thing on my list is the Watercell X from Sea to Summit. Now, this is a water bag very similar to the Dromedary that many people, including myself, have been used to for a really long time. Now, if you are a desert hiker or somebody who needs to haul water, this is my new favorite way to do it. And the reason is that just this shape of this water bag is awesome. I love how this thing fits super nicely into my backpack. I don't waste a lot of space. There's a lot of features in terms of like how I can hold it. Sometimes dromedaries, it's like a 3-person team in order to even just pour some water out. So I like being able to hold this. This one has a locking cap, which I really like. And then you can open that guy up and you can pour your water just like that. It's a really cool thing. The other thing, the difference between this and say a dromedary is dromedaries will always just lay flat, which sometimes that's perfectly great and acceptable. However, come on down with me, if you want to set the bag up, get that air back in there, you can actually do that with this guy, which I really like, being able to have this kind of stand up on its own. So it's a great design. It's a rugged bag. There's also a more lightweight version of this one that Sea to Summit also makes. And this one's just cool. And the other thing is that it's got this little attachment down here that you can throw in and make it a little shower. If you want to hang it up in a tree and take a shower on a nice warm day, you can do that. So this is like a great item. Not everybody is going to want something like this, but especially if you are a desert hiker where you need to carry 2, 3, 4 liters of water, this is super awesome. The other reason why you'd want this is if you're just doing dry camping or camping where there's not water, or on mountaintops, being able to haul water up to camp, to cook with for a group or something like that is really awesome. So I almost always carry one of these, and obviously you don't always need to carry 4 liters of water, but it's a really lightweight way to carry a lot of water. And of course, if it's empty, it takes up very little space in your backpack because it collapses. So the Watercell X from Sea to Summit, I wish I would have gotten it sooner because it's pretty stinking rad. The next item on my list is a good pair of shoes. So this is the Aku Selvetica Gore-Tex low cut or mid cut boot. I believe it's low, not mid. But this has been my favorite. Actually, this is the low cut. This has been my favorite shoe to wear of any of the footwear pieces that I've used for the last year. Now, Aku, if you're not familiar with them, they are an Italian brand that doesn't have a huge presence in the US. So you don't necessarily see them everywhere. And I wasn't familiar with them until they reached out and asked if I would try this pair of shoes out, and they sent it to me, and I have just been super, super impressed. So the things that I really like about this particular pair is that they have a Gore-Tex all around, so they keep me dry if I'm hiking through slush and snow and mud, which is awesome. I personally prefer this low cut around the heel, just because of the nature of where I hike. You know, I'm often in the desert and with warm temperatures, and sometimes if I have a high cut boot, often then I'm just sweating more, and I just like the breathability that comes with the lower cut. It's just a little bit more of that warm air escaping out, keeping my feet a little cooler and a little bit less likely to develop blisters. The other thing I like about this pair is that they have this nice, cool cinch system. So there's no laces, there's no tying anything. You just kind of pull this, and then this will hook under this little bit of elastic down there. And I've put these boots through the ringer. I've used this on a ton of trips in a ton of various conditions, and they've been the most comfortable pair that I have used in the last year or so. So I've been super impressed. If you're interested in more, check out, I believe it's Aku USA. I'm not sure. I'll have a link below to what this website actually is. This is the Selvetica, and this has been my favorite pair of boots. So I wish I would have had these sooner. The next thing on my list is a good pair of hiking pants. These are the Rab Radius Pants, and they are the best pair of pants that I have worn in the last year. So always having a good pair of hiking pants makes a huge difference. These are kind of different than your typical hiking pants. They are more cotton, which I generally don't really recommend, but they're not pure cotton. So they still have some water repellency to them, but they're just thicker, which to me is great if I'm going through rugged terrain and scraping my way through a canyon or bushwhacking. These are going to be just really beefy, rugged pants that are going to withstand a lot of abrasion and the hardcore nature of backpacking. So I really recommend having a good pair of pants that can withstand abrasion and just general wear and tear from a backpacking trip. And the Radius pant have been the best ones that I have used in the last year. So I really like them. I believe these are an $80 pair of pants, which is a good bargain, I think, for a good pair of hiking pants. Rab has been making great gear, great clothing for the mountains and backpacking and adventures for a long time. And having that piece that you just can trust, it's warm. So if it's cold out like today, it's just very, very comfortable to wear. So I highly recommend the Rab Radius pant, and I wish I would have gotten it sooner. The next thing I wish I would have bought sooner is the Zoleo satellite communicator. Now, just having a satellite communicator has been a game changer for me, mostly for my girlfriend and my mom. They have really appreciated being able to hear from me. I really like being able to text when I'm out in remote places, but just having that peace of mind that I can always open this baby up and call in the cavalry and just get some search and rescue or something like that if something goes wrong. Luckily, I haven't needed to use that, but I really like being able to text no matter where I am, if I'm in remote canyon country or remote part of the mountains. Being able to communicate with others is great. I also really like that I can check the weather. I can just hit the weather function on it and it'll bring up the closest reporting station. And being able to get wind directions, wind speeds, overnight lows, things like that is super, super helpful. So I've never been a satellite communicator guy until now, and this has been my first year using it, and I honestly should have done it a long time ago. Okay, everybody, that's my list. I hope you enjoyed it. I do want to give a shout out and a thank you to Dan Becker, actually, because he has been doing this same video series, and he gave me the blessing to basically steal his straight up idea. So thanks to Dan. If you're not familiar with him, check him out at Dan Becker on YouTube. He's great, and he has a whole bunch of these types of videos as well. So that's my list. I hope that you enjoyed my list of gear that I should have bought sooner. And if you have any favorites, please hit me up with your comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it that thumbs up and make sure that you are subscribed here on Backpacking TV. I'm Eric Hansen. I'm gonna go climb around on some rocks.
Helicopter shit.
They're looking for me.